It begins with a wave of nostalgia that hits the heart before the mind even registers what's happening. After decades of laughter, love, and iconic television memories, the cast of Everybody Loves Raymond has found their way back to the place where it all began. The cameras are rolling again, but not for a reboot, not for a revival. This time it's for something even more emotionally loaded. The Everybody Loves Raymond 30th Anniversary Special airing on CBS. And as soon as Romano, Patricia Heaton, Brad Garrett, and creator Phil Rosenthal stepped onto that legendary set, time folded in on itself like it never passed at all. From the moment Romano walked in, his voice cracked in that familiar Ray-style half-complaint, half-confession tone. "Everybody loves Raymond except me," he joked, almost as if trying to soften the emotional punch he clearly felt. "We're doing, not a reboot, a reunion. We're doing our 30th reunion. I miss everything. I miss you people. I miss the cast. I miss the money." And everyone laughed because that's what made Ray, the real Ray and the TV Ray, so relatable. He hides sentiment behind humor, emotion behind awkwardness, and truth behind jokes that somehow make things feel even more real. Standing there inside the rebuilt Barone house, the living room and kitchen that millions of viewers remember like their own homes, Patricia Heaton looked around wide-eyed. "It's a little spooky being on this set, isn't it?" she said softly, a mix of wonder and disbelief in her voice. There was something haunting yet comforting about the space. Every wall, every piece of furniture, every color felt like a memory resurfacing from a dream. Brad Garrett, towering over everyone in his familiar sarcastic presence, nodded. "It really is," he added, almost surprised at his own emotional reaction. "It still feels like Ray really isn't sure what to do, and we're kind of carrying him." The entire crew burst into laughter because some dynamics never change, and that's exactly the magic fans came craving. For a moment, they all simply looked around. No one spoke. No one needed to. The nostalgia wrapped around them like a warm blanket. "It feels like yesterday," Ray whispered. And somehow, with the set meticulously rebuilt, every detail, every countertop, every framed photo recreated, it really did. The cast, alongside Phil Rosenthal, spent 3 full hours there that day, filming the anniversary special, sharing stories never told publicly before. Stories about the early days, the chaotic rehearsals, the bloopers that never aired, the inside jokes, the odd little rituals that formed over 9 unforgettable seasons. Phil Rosenthal, the architect behind the show, watched them with a mixture of pride and disbelief that so many years had passed. He often says his job wasn't just writing comedy, it was capturing what makes families messy, funny, painful, and beautiful. And seeing them all grown, older, wiser, yet still undeniably the same, made every second feel like emotional time travel. One of the most striking reminders of how much time has passed came from the show's original child actors, the Barone kids. Sullivan Sweeten, now 30, walked onto the set with visible emotion. The last time he stood there, he was a child learning lines, running around between takes, growing up in front of America. But life has not been easy for him. After the tragic passing of his twin brother, Sawyer Sweeten, he stepped away from acting entirely. Being on this set again, feeling the weight of both nostalgia and loss, hit him harder than he expected. "To be just right back here," he said, voice trembling. "I was so emotional right when I walked out." And when Patricia Heaton hugged him, a motherly embrace that fans watched for years, he admitted, "I was done." Standing next to him was Madeline Sweeten, now 34. No longer the little girl from the show, but a mother and a creative force of her own, designing furniture and raising her 7-month-old baby, River. Seeing her grown up was emotional for the cast too, because the Sweetens weren't just child actors, they were the beating heart of the Barone family. The cast often joked about Ray and Deborah's chaotic household, but behind the scenes, the kids were truly part of the television family that millions cherished. The reunion special didn't just bring back the emotional moments, it brought back the laughter, and lots of it. Brad Garrett, who has never been able to keep his sense of humor PG-rated, was bleeped repeatedly during filming. "You're going to see Brad Garrett get bleeped," Ray warned, 10 times. Brad, rolling his eyes and smirking, added, "I haven't been able to put my finger on what I'm feeling." Without missing a beat, Patricia Heaton shot back, "Oh, she'll put her finger on it," generating yet another round of laughter and a not-so-subtle hint toward HR. Brad clutched his chest dramatically. "I'm just going to call HR and I'll be right back." For fans who adored the original series, these moments are pure gold. they show the real relationships that fueled the comedy. The show never needed big twists or dramatic cliffhangers. It thrived because it captured the universal frustrations, joys, and absurdities of family life. Whether it was Deborah fighting with Ray over chores, Marie criticizing everything in sight, or Robert sulking because he felt overshadowed, families everywhere saw themselves in the Barones. One of the most surprising and hilarious stories from the special involved a piece of wardrobe that fans might remember more vividly than expected. Ray pulled out an old jacket and declared, "This jacket I wore in the episode Jazz Records." And unbelievably, he had kept it all these years. "I've kept it in that closet all this time," he said, laughing. "I have a few costumes." And then came the kicker. "Can you say E.T.?" The audience burst into laughter because E.T. actually crashed the iconic set more than 25 times during the show's 9-year run, an oddly perfect symbol of the unpredictability that defined the show's charm. As Ray Romano, Patricia Heaton, Brad Garrett, and the rest of the cast sat together one more time, sharing memories, teasing each other, and slipping effortlessly back into the rhythm of their old characters, the emotional weight of the moment became undeniable. "After 3 hours of being here," Patricia said, her voice thick with feeling, "it felt like we never left. We're so comfortable here, it was like time travel. What made Everybody Loves Raymond resonate then and still resonate now is its simple truth. Families aren't perfect. They bicker, they misunderstand each other, they irritate each other, they overwhelm each other, but they also love each other fiercely. They endure, they grow, they stay connected, even when everything around them changes." Phil Rosenthal put it perfectly when he said, "We do what works for us, and that's the small, relatable family things. You know, it's a family that isn't perfect. It's a family that doesn't have all their ducks in order." That was the magic. That was the formula. That was the heart. Ray echoed this sentiment in his classic style. "You know I can't complain," which is what I'm complaining about. Even after all these years, he still plays the role of the reluctant star, the guy who somehow stumbled into fame but never let go of his everyday guy awkwardness. The reunion special promises more than just memories. It promises behind-the-scenes chaos, the kind audiences never got to see. Ray teased, "You'll get all the behind-the-scenes stories of all the treachery and backbiting that goes on backstage." Of course, he said it with a grin, because anyone who knows the cast knows the only real treachery was Brad eating someone else's craft service snacks or Patricia accidentally stepping into a joke no one warned her about. Seeing the Barone home rebuilt, the cast reunited, and their chemistry instantly revived is more than just a TV moment. It's a heartfelt reminder of why Everybody Loves Raymond remains one of the most beloved sitcoms in American television history. It's nostalgia wrapped in humor, wrapped in heart, wrapped in memories that fans still hold close. And as they gathered there, older now, carrying new stories, new heartbreaks, new triumphs, new lives, one thing became crystal clear. Time changes everything, but some bonds are timeless. The laughter, the love, the chaos, the Barones. And the show that made millions of people see their own families through a softer, funnier, more forgiving lens. The 30th anniversary reunion isn't just a celebration, it's a homecoming. A reminder of what television can be when it captures truth wrapped in comedy. And as the special airs, fans everywhere will feel the same thing Ray, Patricia, Brad, and the others felt on that rebuilt set. That they never really left. The characters lived on in the hearts of viewers, and now, for one night, they return to give everyone a little more of the laughter we didn't realize we missed so much.